The world is packed with bizarre, jaw-dropping, and downright unbelievable facts. But guess what? They're 100% real. Get ready, because these 10 mind-blowing facts will leave you speechless. Fact number 10: the president who took meetings on the toilet. Imagine walking into the Oval Office and finding the president on the toilet. Sounds crazy, right? Well, Lyndon B. Johnson, the 36th President of the United States, had a habit that shocked everyone. He would literally conduct official business while sitting on the toilet, door wide open. He believed that talking to his staff mid-bathroom break saved time. If that wasn't weird enough, he also had a custom-made shower installed in the White House that blasted water from multiple directions because he wanted to be hit by jets at all angles. And yes, he even forced his aides to come in and watch. Talk about TMI.
A great president.
There is I don't know if it's an urban legend or if it's true, but there was a story that Lyndon Johnson, he was a very earthy guy.
That he was.
And that he was very comfortable talking to aides and reporters sometimes in the Oval Office while using the bathroom, while they were physically there. Not on the phone, but physically there. Is that true?
That is true, and I can bear eyewitness testimony.
Fact number 9: a love that wouldn't die. Literally. Romance novels have nothing on this story. Mary Shelley, the mastermind behind Frankenstein, had a dark and twisted love life. After her husband, the poet Percy Bysshe Shelley, tragically drowned, his body was cremated, but his heart refused to burn. Instead of burying it, Mary kept the heart wrapped in a silk cloth and carried it with her for years. Eventually, when she passed away, the heart was found in her desk, alongside some of his final poems. If that's not Gothic devotion, I don't know what is. Fact number 8: Albert Einstein, president. Albert Einstein, the man whose brain was basically a cheat code for the universe, was once offered the chance to become president of Israel. In 1952, after Israel's first president passed away, the country needed a new leader, and they thought Einstein was the perfect choice. But here's the kicker: Einstein turned it down. He humbly admitted that he had no head for people, and preferred solving the mysteries of space and time rather than dealing with politics. Imagine an alternate reality where Einstein was making world-changing policies instead of E=mc². Fact number 7: the Pope versus cats. You'd think the Pope would have bigger things to worry about, but in the 13th century, Pope Gregory IX declared cats to be the embodiment of the devil. Convinced that black cats were linked to witchcraft, he ordered mass exterminations of felines across Europe. But his grand plan totally backfired. With fewer cats, the rat population exploded, spreading the deadly Black Plague that wiped out millions. Turns out, cats weren't the villains, they were the heroes we desperately needed. Fact number 6: Mary had a little. What? Ever heard the nursery rhyme, Mary had a little lamb? Well, guess what? It's based on a true story. In the early 1800s, a girl named Mary Sawyer actually had a pet lamb that followed her to school one day. The students were amused, but the teacher, not so much. The scene was so funny that a visiting poet, John Rollstone, wrote the first few lines of what would become one of the most famous children's rhymes in history. Who knew school disruptions could lead to poetry? Fact number 5: the human alarm clocks. Before alarm clocks were invented, how did people wake up on time? They hired knocker-uppers. Yes, that was an actual job title. These human alarm clocks would walk the streets, knocking on windows with long sticks, or, in some cases, shooting dried peas at glass panes to wake people up. And get this, some knocker-uppers even had customers who paid them to wake them up multiple times in the night for shift work.
Tap tapping on each window pane to keep the world from sleeping.
Imagine getting hit in the face with a pea just to start your day. No snooze button for these folks. Fact number 4: the ultimate revenge Tsar Peter the Great was not a man to cross. When he discovered that his wife was having an affair, he didn't just get mad, he got medieval. Instead of simply punishing her, he captured her lover, beheaded him, and then preserved his head in a jar filled with alcohol. But here's the real kicker: Peter placed the jar in his wife's bedroom as a twisted reminder of what happens when you cheat on a Russian emperor. Talk about taking revenge to the next level. Fact number 3: the parrot that got kicked out of a funeral. Funerals are usually solemn, respectful events, unless you're Andrew Jackson's pet parrot. At the former US president's funeral in 1845, his loyal African gray parrot, Pole, caused complete chaos. As mourners gathered to pay their respects, the parrot suddenly started screaming profanities at the top of its lungs. People were so shocked that they had to physically remove the bird from the ceremony. Looks like Jackson's fiery personality lived on, in his foul-mouthed parrot. Fact number 2: ancient mouthwash. Made of what? Brushing your teeth with minty toothpaste sounds pretty normal, right? But in ancient Rome, people had a much weirder idea of oral hygiene. They actually used urine as mouthwash. Yes, you heard that right. Roman doctors believed that the ammonia in urine could help whiten teeth and kill bacteria. In fact, it was so popular that the Roman government even taxed the trade of human pee. So next time you complain about bad toothpaste flavors, just be glad you're not gargling ancient urine fresh breath. Fact number 1: the sinful fork. Believe it or not, there was a time when using a fork was considered a crime against God. In the 11th century, when a Byzantine princess introduced forks to Europe, religious leaders were outraged. They believed that since God gave humans hands to eat, using a fork was an insult to divine creation. Some priests even called forks devil's instruments and warned that people who used them were doomed to hell. It took centuries before forks became widely accepted, so next time you pick one up, remember, you could have been accused of heresy back in the day. Truth is stranger than fiction, and history is full of wild surprises. Which fact blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insane facts.